Shadows in blue. The town of Rivorton always trusted its police force. When children went missing, people looked to the badge for safety. That's why nobody suspected Officer Malcolm Graves. Years earlier, Malcolm's family had been torn apart in Rivorton. His father was falsely accused of a violent crime and died in prison. His mother never recovered, and his younger sister took her own life. Malcolm grew up carrying that wound, one he believed the whole town had inflicted. On the surface, he was the perfect officer. Polite, dependable, always volunteering for late-night patrols. But beneath the uniform, bitterness festered. He convinced himself that Rivorton had to pay, and he chose the most innocent symbols of the town's future. The little girls whose laughter reminded him of the family he lost. For months, girls disappeared. Panic spread. Candlelight vigils filled the streets. Parents locked their doors and walked their kids to school. But every time suspicion rose, Malcolm was right there, investigating with sympathy in his voice and steel in his eyes. The break came when Grace Carter, a 10-year-old who vanished one rainy night, managed to leave behind a clue, a strand of fabric torn from Malcolm's police jacket. When forensic evidence tied it to him, the department that once trusted him turned cold. Sheriff Donnelly, the man who had mentored him, personally led the arrest. "You wore the badge to hide your crimes," Donnelly said, cuffing him in the same uniform he once wore with pride. In court, the truth cut through Rivorton like a knife. Malcolm confessed, his voice hollow. "They destroyed my family. I destroyed theirs. Justice is balance." But the jury didn't see vengeance, they saw murder. He was sentenced to life without parole, his badge stripped, his name erased from the walls of honor. Rivorton mourned its lost children, but it also carried a new scar. The knowledge that sometimes the danger doesn't come from outside. It hides behind the very symbol meant to protect. And in the silence of his prison cell, Malcolm Graves was left with the only company he had left. The ghosts of the girls, and the family he could never bring back. When justice fails and pain turns into vengeance, who truly bears the blame? The man who committed the crimes,